was at the beginning of summer, I did a video where I showed you what I was putting in like my capsule makeup bag for summer. So this time I'm going to do the same thing but for winter. So the products are going to change a little bit, the colors are going to change. Obviously my skin is a lot paler than it was back then, with no prospects of getting darker anytime soon. So I'm back to my winter shades, which are a lot more softer and just a little bit more suited for pale skin with not as much contrast as in the summer. So I'm going to show you what makeup bag I'm going to be using because it's different from last time. This is the makeup bag. It has a hair on it. Surprise, surprise. I think I picked cat hair out in every single video of these. But yeah, this is the makeup bag I'm using. I really like this. It's from Benefit. It was a gift with purchase that they had, I think this year or last year. I didn't buy it. I got it from a family member who, you know, bought something and they have a bunch of makeup bags. So she gave it over to me, and I was like, yeah, this is the perfect size, because the good thing about these capsule makeup bags is that once they're packed, once they're ready, you just grab and go. So this is a great size for traveling. If I'm traveling on a plane, obviously I have to move some of the liquids into a more plane friendly bag. But for the most part, if I'm just going away for the weekend in the car or whatever, this is just a grab and go and everything is ready. And this is a great size. My previous makeup bag that I had was a lot bigger. So I really like this. And it's like a very nice material. It's like canvas, looks very like natural material. We're going to start with base products. So I haven't been using primer. I stopped using primer a couple months ago. The one that I had was not the marshmallow one, the NYX marshmallow one. I haven't finished that, but I used it in a wedding in October, early October, and I hated the way it made my skin feel, and I hated the way it smelled. That is something that has left my collection because I could not stand it, and I also hated the way my skin felt. So right now, as like a base primer, I'm just using my CeraVe moisturizer. It's the one with factor 50. That's the one I'm using. I have that in my bathroom, and that's the only thing I use as a primer, and it works completely fine. I think that primers are a little bit of a gimmick unless they're like these silicone, like very smooth skin kind of effect primers, which I only use in like very, very specific moments, like if I'm getting ready for a wedding or like a big event. But in my daily life, I just don't use a primer, and I don't think I will ever repurchase one. So anyway, that was a very long rant about this. So I'm going to move directly onto foundation and concealer. So foundation, there's nothing new. This is the Bourjois Healthy Mix. This is the one that's been in my project pan all year, and as you can see, we are doing very well with it. I believe we're down to like here, but I have to do an updated project pan, which is good. I'm going to be filming after this video, hopefully, or sometime this weekend. But yeah, this is coming with me because I'm still focusing on finishing this before the end of the year. And honestly, I think I can do it because we're, yeah, like down to here. So just have this little bit left. And I think that with all of the different Christmas dinners and holiday parties and stuff coming up, I can definitely finish this. So this is coming into the bag, of course. I have to redo the marks here, by the way. These are looking better, but these are starting to rub off. Concealer, I do have something new, and it's this Lancome Serum Concealer. I use the shade 120N, and I bought this because I ran out of my NARS concealer earlier in the project as well, because I was doing that. I had that in my project pan, and I finished that this summer. And then I was using, during the summer, I was using the same NARS concealer in a darker shade. And I also had the Essence concealer. So the Essence concealer I chucked into the bin because it started smelling really, really weird. And the NARS one, once I started going paler again, it just didn't suit me. The color was just way too dark. So I picked this up because I was contemplating picking up the NARS one again, like the big version. But the amount of product that you get in the big version is just way too little compared to the price point. This was more or less the same price, and I think it has like double the amount. This has 13 milliliters, whereas the NARS one, I can't remember how many it has, but I'll put it somewhere around here. But yeah, basically this has like almost, I think it's like almost double the amount of product, and it was the same price. So I tried it just to see what it was like, and I really love it. It's a very, very liquidy concealer. It's not very heavy at all. It's a very, yeah, like a serum, like it says on the name. It's a very serum textured, and I really like it. I think it's a little bit more hydrating than the NARS one, even though the NARS one is still my favorite in terms of color match. So once this runs out, which will be in a very long time because there's a lot here, once this runs out, maybe I'll consider getting the NARS one again, just because I think the color match is a lot better. But this is still a very good color match on me. So this is the concealer I've been using. This is my only concealer in my entire collection, so I'm very happy about that. So this is obviously coming with me. Now moving on to powders. These are the two powders that I have in my project pan currently. So I have my Charlotte Tilbury mini powder, which I'm trying to hit pan on, and I still haven't hit pan. I have been using this a little bit, and it just seems to go on forever. If you can see, it has like a good dip there, and also where it kind of broke off. You can see it has a good dip going. So I'm thinking we're gonna get pan any day now, but still no pan. So this is going in because I use this under my eyes especially. I really like the blur it gives. And then for my overall face powder, I have this beautiful compact here. Sorry, I'm blinding you with light. This is a beautiful compact. This is a Stratton compact. It's a vintage compact. My Rimmel, if you've been watching my Project Pan videos, my Rimmel Kind and Free powder, the packaging disintegrated, obviously, like every single Rimmel package, every single Rimmel packaging out there. So I saw a lot of people were transferring the pans of the Rimmel powders, which are supposed to be detachable, but they're glued on. So it took me a while to remove. The powder, when I was trying to get it out of the Rimmel packaging, completely broke because, like I said, it was glued on. Everyone was like, oh yeah, the Rimmel packaging is just meant to be detachable and like removable. It's not. It's glued on. It's not meant to be removed. It's actually glued on. So I destroyed my powder in the process, and I repressed it and put it in here on the same pan, just in the different compact. And so right now I'm using it here. Here's a little spoiler for, again, my Project Pan update. But yeah, the powder itself I really like. It's a very basic powder. It does the job perfectly. I really like it. So I'm gonna be taking this. Obviously, this is again my only powder, as well as the Charlotte Tilbury, but I use these for different things. So that's why I'm gonna put both of these in here. And this compact is like nice and heavy. It's just, it's so fancy. I feel so fancy when I use it. By the way, I bought mine secondhand on Vinted. I know Vinted is not available everywhere, but just check different secondhand websites. Just, I don't know, I think some people sell them on eBay as well. There are some fakes out there, so keep an eye on for that. But this one came with the box and like everything, and it was in great condition, because others are really, really beat up. But this one is in really, really good condition. So moving on to blush, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to put in, and I just want to put in one cream and one powder. That's it. I do reach out for other colors during the months or during the weeks when I'm doing my makeup, even though I have the capsule makeup bag, if I'm feeling like I want to use something else. But these are the ones I want to focus on. They're the ones that have the best color match when my skin is very, very pale, like it is right now in the dead of winter, even though it's not technically winter yet. But you know, I'm gonna go for two options that I know suit my very, very pale skin really well. So the first one is the Merit Beverly Hills blush. This is just gorgeous, and this is a dream when it comes to pale skin. It's pink, but it has hints of beige brown, and it just that is just the combination that suits me the most. So I'm going to swatch this really quickly for you. So I also like that it's a balmy texture, so it's really easy to apply. I use my fingers usually when I put this on, but sometimes I do just dip my brush in and put it on my face. But it's very easy to use. It's very hard to overdo it with this blush. So it's one of these like very grab and go blushes. So let me just show you how this looks on my skin. But as you can see, it's a very like rose, beigey rose color, and it blends like a dream. It doesn't go patchy. It just kind of integrates with your skin. It melts and it gives you this beautiful flush. And if you want more than this, you just go ahead and put a little bit more on and keep blending. It's very blendable. It's very easy to use. And ever since I got this, it's become a staple. I'm very sad that Merit doesn't sell in Spain. They don't even deliver to Spain. I know they're working on delivering to Europe, but right now they're only delivering to the UK. The closest to me that they're delivering is the UK. For the powder blush that I'm going to be using, I have an old faithful of mine. This is a bit of a more unknown blush. Every time I've shown this on other platforms, some people ask like, what is that? This is sadly discontinued. I tried to look for it recently and just to see if they still made it, and I can't find it anywhere, specifically this shade. I found a couple of the other shades of the same range, but this is the Blush of Paradise blush by L'Oreal. It says it's 96% natural origin ingredients, which is always great. But yeah, this is the shade La Vie en Rose. So it's it's very similar to the Merit one, but in powder form. But it's a beigey rose, and it's the most boring blush that you're ever going to find in your entire life. But this, if you're pale, especially if you have cool or neutral toned skin, this is amazing because this works as a slight bronzer as well as a blush. So this is a rosy beige. You can barely see that on my finger there, but this gives you that's the Merit one here. This gives you such an easy shade of blush and bronzer for pale skin, and it's quite sheer, so you have to build it up. I know some people hate that. I actually love it. I hate when blushes are incredibly pigmented and I can't control how much I'm putting on. Again, as a pale person, when you have a very pigmented blush, it's very easy to get for it to get out of hand. So this, as you can see, it's like a perfect bronzy, rosy bronze color. I discovered this last winter and I have loved this ever since. In the summer, it doesn't really work on me. If you get a little bit darker, it kind of just disappears. But in the winter, this is the perfect natural shade of blush slash bronzer that you can find. So this is coming with me because I love how easy it is, along with the Merit one. These two are just very easy options and very hard to get wrong. So that's why I'm including them. And I also want to give a little bit of love to this one because I haven't really touched it since last winter because, in the summer it just doesn't really work. So this is coming in. I love it. And even though that L'Oreal one works as a bronzer, I still wanted to add another bronzer just in case I want to do a more, bronzy look or define my cheeks a little bit better. And for that, I have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Diffused Bronze Light. And this is the travel one. It's the marbled one with the light color going through. And this is very nice and neutral on my skin. I think it does lean a little bit warm. It's not a like full-on cool toned bronzer. If you have very, very cool toned skin, this might pull a little bit warm on you. I have more of a cool to neutral skin and it works for me. So, but yeah, this is also one of these bronzers that's very hard to overdo and to do wrong. I'm just gonna throw on a little bit. And as you can see, it's definitely on the warmer side, but still neutral enough that I can get away with it without looking orange. It is shimmery. I don't know if you can appreciate it. At least you can probably appreciate it on the swatch, how it's shimmery. But yeah, that is really nice. I have also used this as eyeshadow many times, and I've also been neglecting this one in the past couple of months, so I wanted to include it here, just see if I can just to see if I can give it a little bit more use during the winter than the summer, because in the summer I prefer to use my NARS bronzer or my Estee Lauder bronzer, which are a little bit darker, but they work well for the summer. This, I think, works better in the winter. So this is coming with, this is the mini one, and it lasts forever. This is supposed to have an expiry date of 12 months. I would say that this is about 10 or 11 months old now. I am not going to be getting rid of it after a year because this was so expensive. Just the mini one was, I don't know, I can't remember, but it's so expensive just for the mini one. So, and you get so much product. Like, these last forever because they're really nice and finely milled and baked. So you don't really use that much when you are actually using it. So it lasts forever. I recommend getting the minis instead of the full sizes of Hourglass, just because it's so expensive for a product that you're never going to finish. Also include a highlighter. I have this highlighting stick by H&M. It's the Do It All stick. I have the Rose Opal shade. And this is just a stick highlighter that I grab with my fingers, and I do like on the tops of my cheekbones, my nose, and just like different places, and I do it directly with my finger. That's why it's all flat on the top. So this is coming with me because it's a nice touch for like Christmassy kind of makeup. I think I'm going to move on to eyes right now, and usually have my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette in my bag because it's also the one I have in my project pan. But I'm so bored of this. I hate it. I've grown to hate it. I'll get into more detail about this in my project pan update, but I'm going to take it out of my makeup bag and give it a rest because I am so bored of it. And instead, I'm going to put in a single eyeshadow because honestly, I haven't worn proper eyeshadow in a while. And when I do wear eyeshadow, it's just like one swipe of something. This is something I've done in the summer as well. Like, I've put one swipe of this. But this one I really like because it's a dupe from one of my favorite eyeshadows from NARS that they did a million years ago in a little palette. I can't remember the names. Again, I'll try and insert the names somewhere here. But basically, there was a palette that had one single shadow that I loved and I wore for years, and I finished that years ago, and I never found something quite like it. This is similar. It's not the same, but it is the closest thing that I found in texture and color. And it's by Bourjois. It's one of their little round pot eyeshadows. And this is the color 202 Iridescent, as in iridescent. So iridescent. Yeah, basically iridescent. So this is really lovely. This is what the shadow looks like. Let me see if I can get it without a big reflection. So it's like a champagne, has like shimmer in it. This is what the swatch looks like. And as you can see, it's a very simple effect. It's a champagne color. It has hints of pink in there. And it's not glittery. It's shimmery, but it's not glittery at all. So I love to do a swipe of this over my eyes. And the thing is that this palette, I also had good faith in this because there is a color in here that's also like a shimmery pink, but that pulls way too warm on me. Like, that whole palette is just way too warm, and in the winter it doesn't work for me as well as in the summer. But this one just solved all those problems. So I'm going to be using this. I'm going to try and get a little bit more use out of it now that, again, Christmassy makeup, holiday makeup, this is a very easy way to get a little bit of eyeshadow on without having to complicate myself too much. So that's going in. Along with that goes the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the mini one. Again, this is the only primer I have, and it's still going strong. So this is going in because this is actually great for me. It works really well. And finishing up with eyes, I'm gonna do well, my mascara, which is the Maybelline Sky High in the burgundy color. This is, again, the only mascara I have open right now. I have a backup of another one, but this is the one I'm using right now. Mascaras, I always go one by one, so I'm just using this one up. And I really love how this looks on my eyes. It doesn't look burgundy. It doesn't come off burgundy. I think maybe if you have blonde eyelashes, it'll look better. But I have dark eyelashes and this just looks like a brown mascara. But I like that because it's a lot softer than a black mascara. So I really like the way this looks. So this is the Burgundy Haze shade, but it's not going to look burgundy unless you have very blonde lashes. Just keep that in mind. And of course, eyelash curler. I also have my trusty Bourjois pencil. This is the brown pencil I've been using for a while because it's the only brown pencil I have. And this, I don't wear a pencil every single day, but when I do, I just use this one. So this is coming in, not because I use it frequently, but because the one day that I do use it, this one doesn't fail me. So this one's going in. And I was thinking of maybe adding a liquid liner, just because I think that for more Christmassy looks, I might want to do something a little bit more fancy and like whip out the liquid liner. This is the liquid liner I'm going to be throwing in. This is the Essence Lash Princess liner in the color brown. And it's just one of these marker kind of eyeliners. And it looks like that. It's a very nice soft brown shade. I'm going to throw this in just to see if I get some use out of it. I do want to wear it into a couple of like, you know, more fancy dinners that I have. So let's see if I actually do that, or I'm not too lazy to do my eyeliner. Eyebrows, I have my same eyebrow pencil and eyebrow gel. This is nothing new, so these are going in. And now moving on to lips. So for lips, I know that I want to put in a basic, which is my Clinique Black Honey. I've been wearing so much of this in the past few weeks since I got it. This is not too purple. The Nivea one I tried and it's way too purple, and this one is exactly the shade of dark red, sheer dark red, that complements me without being purple. I think it looks really nice when you have light eyes as well and dark hair. I feel like it's a very easy thing to wear, and it just really pulls my attention to my lips without being overwhelming at all. It's so subtle, but it just makes such a difference when I wear this. I love it. So this is definitely going in. Another staple for this time of year is Revlon's Rum Raisin. I love wearing this one just dabbed onto my lips because it can be quite dark on me. This is just lovely, and this is the way it looks on me. As you can see, very dark, matches my shirt. Very dark, but when you blend it out like this on the lips and you just wear it like dabbing it, it gives a beautiful like vampy effect without being too overwhelming if you're pale skinned like me. So I really like the way this looks when I dab it onto my lips, and this one is a definite yes into my makeup bag. And then a more festive kind of color, I wanted to include a red because I haven't been wearing red in the past few years, but lately I've been really appreciating the way it looks. And I got this from a friend who wasn't wearing it. I tried it and I really liked the way it looked, and it's Glossed and Found by MAC. It's a luster glass lipstick. I don't know if this is still available. I think she told me she got it in an outlet, in like one of these cosmetic outlets. So they usually, the ones that usually end up there are the ones that are discontinued. So I have no idea if this is still available. I'll have to check. And it's a beautiful red with a bit of a glossy finish to it. So if you can see here, this is just a beautiful cool toned red with a bit of shine because the matte reds really dry out my lips. I don't like them. I like matte reds, matte effect reds, when they're just applied. They look amazing, but then after a couple hours and they start to wear off in different places and they never look the same when you reapply, you just kind of have to get the whole thing off and redo it again. They're just too much of a hassle. But the shiny ones, the like more satin formulas, are easier to wear. And this one is gorgeous. So I wanted to include a red for Christmas, obviously, because it's a very festive color. And this one has the perfect blue tone red that suits me. It even looks a little pinkish, but it looks gorgeous on the lips. So this one's coming in. Hopefully I'll use it at least a couple of times to justify the fact that my friend gave it to me. It looks like it's going to be a comfortable formula to wear for a long time. Don't think it's going to be very resistant to eating and drinking and stuff. It's very easy to reapply because it's a satin formula. So I have good hopes for this one. And I believe that is everything that I'm going to be including in my makeup bag, in my capsule makeup bag. So I have different lip balms and stuff that I wear every day, but that usually stays either on my vanity or in my bag. But this is just like actual makeup, things to get ready with that I can just close up and take with me anywhere I need. I also get ready around different places in the house, so having everything here, I just kind of like grab, take it to the bathroom, or take it to my desk if I'm going to get ready there, or take it to my vanity, or you know, different areas where I get ready, where it depends on where I have the best lighting depending on the time of day. But yeah, this is everything that I'm going to be carrying around in my capsule makeup bag, and I am very happy with what's inside. So excited to do a couple of holiday looks, even though this looks incredibly boring. This is an incredibly boring makeup bag, but it works for me. I'm not a colorful person. I'm not someone who ventures outside of, you know, red lipstick. That's like the most eye-catching thing I do with my makeup. This is just a very realistic, boring makeup bag. To me, there's nothing more like glamorous than having a very neutral face, just kind of enhancing your features and covering up a couple red spots that you have, and then throwing on red lipstick or like a bolder lip. That to me is just like the perfect look, and that is something that I can achieve with what I have in here. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what is in your capsule makeup bag, or if you do this kind of rotation of makeup bags. I think it's a very interesting way to keep your products in rotation. If you're trying to get your makeup under control, I really highly suggest doing something like this, like keeping your big makeup collection somewhere else, like a box or a makeup bag or a drawer or something, and then using a daily makeup bag that you fill in with those products. That kind of shop your stash mentality fills in that need of using new stuff without having to go and buy them, because we're trying to be more conscious consumers over here. So no guilt for buying, but try to be very conscious of what you're buying and try to remember everything you already have, because you probably have a lot more than you think, and it's all perfectly functional. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite product out of all of these was, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.